This is the MBRP Armor Lite turn-down system, and it is available for all 2019 through 2023 Ford Rangers. Now, the MBRP system is going to be for the Ranger owners looking for a super affordable system with the benefit of a very deep tone along with more off-road clearance thanks to the pre-axle turn-down design. Now, the MBRP will combine an aluminized steel build here with the 3-inch mandrel bent tubing, all for right around that mid $300 price point. All right, moving into our sound clips and features with the MBRP installed, and as you guys heard with our sound clips, this thing sounds pretty awesome. Now, one thing MBRP does very well across the platforms and different engines is maintain a nice deep tone throughout that rev range, and the same can be said for the turn down system here with the Ranger. Now, I will say it's not always easy to keep the rasp down, especially on a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder engine, but MBRP does it and they do it very well. Now, because of that, though, it does keep your overall volume levels in check, which I actually think is great. It's very fitting of a truck. It's not too loud. It's not trying to be something it's not. Instead, it is louder than stock, but not very much so. So, breaking out my wake to neighbor scale, I'm going strong 2 out of 5 here on my 1 to 5 or 1 to wake to neighbor scale. Yes, it's louder than stock, but really not in a crazy manner. If you want something louder, well, there will be other systems available here on the site that might scratch that itch for you a little bit better. On the other hand, though, if you're looking for something that's gonna maintain that nice deep tone, again, very fitting of a truck, I think this is gonna be a great option for you. Inside the truck, on the other hand, things do remain relatively quiet. It is kind of characteristics of the deep sounding system to pick up a little bit of boom inside the cab, and while maybe you hear it a little bit more, it's certainly not drony or anything that might drive you crazy. All right, moving into construction, and the first thing to point out here, guys, is the fact that this is the Armor Lite offering from MBRP, which means it is going to incorporate aluminized steel for your main material. Now, this is great for keeping the cost down. This is a very affordable system here, but not so great if you live in an area that sees a lot of snow or road salt during the winter months. That's because the aluminized steel is just simply not going to be up to the task of handling that corrosion resistance such as a stainless steel might. Now, as a result, MBRP is only going to give you a 3-year warranty here with this system, as opposed to a full lifetime warranty that you get with MBRP's stainless systems. Now, materials aside here, you're looking at a pretty simple build. You got 3-inch mandrel bent tubing leading into and out of your straight through perforated tube muffler design here, and you do have that turn down design, which again, here is your tip. Nothing fancy because, let's face it, guys, you're not gonna see it. It's gonna be underneath the truck, right by that rear axle, which again, cleans up the rear of the truck in my opinion. I really like how these things clean up the back of the truck. And as a side benefit, if you do some off-roading in your Ranger, this is going to increase your ground clearance as well. You're not gonna have to worry about dragging that tip on an obstacle on your departure or anything like that. Now, again, things to consider, you are getting all of your hardware, everything needed for a relatively seamless install, and you are getting that 3-year warranty with this system because, again, of that aluminized steel. All right, moving into price point here, again, obviously a big feature with this system, as the Armor Lite is gonna land right around that mid $300 price point, making this one of the most affordable exhaust on the site, period, end of story, for your Ranger at home. So if you happen to live in a nicer weather state, not worrying about snow, salt, things like that, you can definitely take advantage of the Armor Lite and its lower price point and not really worry about that corrosion. All right, let's shift gears and talk about the installation, and the site's gonna call this a solid 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about 2 hours, I would say, to complete from start to finish. But now, to give you a better idea of how this one might go down on your Ranger at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you'll need a mallet, an exhaust bushing removal tool, a swivel socket, a socket extension, a 15mm wrench, a 15mm socket, a 13mm socket, a ratchet, and an impact. Today we're going to be installing an exhaust on our Ranger. But before we get into that, let's watch a quick video of how to uninstall it.
So the first thing we're going to do is unbolt the hanger that's right above our tailpipe. It's one 13mm bolt. I'm going to use a 13mm swivel socket just to give myself a little bit more access. Now, we don't really have a good angle to see this bolt up here, but it's just right above this hanger. So take that 13mm swivel socket and remove that bolt. Next, we're gonna come to right in front of our muffler and disconnect this clamp. I've got a 15mm nut on there. So I've got a 15mm socket on my ratchet to loosen that up. So now we've just got these two rubber isolators left holding in our exhaust. I've got my buddy at the tailpipe to support the weight while I pop these out. And then we just gotta slide this off of our front pipe. I've got a rubber mallet just in case we need it. We can hit the edge of the muffler to slide that off. Grab an exhaust hanger remover tool to pop these isolators off. Now I'm going to take that rubber mallet and just give it some taps.
Welcome back. There was one more piece of the exhaust that we have to remove before we can put on the new exhaust. So we're going to loosen this bolt with a 13mm socket and a ratchet. After we have that removed, we're going to take a 15mm wrench. We're going to loosen this bolt up here. After that, we're going to take a 15mm wrench. We're going to loosen this nut right here and then pull the exhaust off. And it is going to be a little bit hard to see, but if you're under the car, looking like right there, you'll be able to see it. Now that we've loosened that, we can pull the exhaust off. Now we can install the new exhaust. So first thing you want to do, you want to take off the old bushing from the old exhaust. We're going to put it on here, just like that. And then you're going to find the smallest exhaust clamp. We're going to attach it to the front of this. Just like that. Now we're going to install the front pipe onto the factory exhaust. We want to line it up there, just like that. We're going to take our mallet, hit the back of the exhaust and slide this on because it's a little bit of a tight fit. Now that we've wrestled the exhaust onto the car, we're going to take our bolt. We just want to hand thread this bushing just like that. Then we're going to take our 13mm socket and our ratchet and tighten it down. Next, we're going to get a 15mm socket and a ratchet, tighten down this exhaust clamp. Next order of business is putting on this middle section of the exhaust. So you're going to grab one of your exhaust clamps, you're going to slip it on, then we're going to put this guy on this guy. Now that we have this on here, we're going to tighten it down with a 15mm socket and a ratchet. Also, one other thing I would like to mention, don't be afraid to whack it with a hammer. Sometimes these exhausts can be a little bit particular, but as long as you have a mallet that's soft and not a hard one, take a couple whacks on the end and get it on. Before we move on, we want to set up our exhaust clamp / hanger. And to do this, we're going to push down on our exhaust clamp like this, put the bracket like this, and flip it up just like that. So when we go to slide this on the exhaust, it's going to slide on this way because we're going to connect it to this bushing right here, which you'll see exactly how to do in just a second. Now it's time to put the rest of the exhaust on. So you're going to take your two last exhaust clamps, and you're going to take your muffler and your turn down, and we're going to put them on. This one goes in the front, just like this. We'll just have it hanging on the bushing right there. And this one goes in the back, like this. We're gonna slip it on to the bushing, just like that. Then we'll slip this one on. And we'll just have it chill like that just for now. Now we're going to tighten down the back half of the exhaust first before we do the middle section. We're going to be using a 15mm socket and a ratchet. Last but not least, we're going to tighten down this portion of the hose clamp with a 15mm socket and a ratchet. Just like that. Alrighty, that about wraps up this review and install of the MBRP Armor Lite single exhaust system turned down for a 2019 to 2023 Ranger. Thank you for watching, and remember, for everything Ranger, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.